think so, looking at the weather, but the winter is finally over and we're back to start the 2012 racing season. The fastest growing motorcycle racing series is back here at Brands Hatch. Welcome to ThundersportGB. So on to the second race, and with the rain still pouring down, Steve Tomes unfortunately had to revert to his old CB 500 after water got in the works of his Kawasaki 650, and that meant that off the line David Allingham and Will Hodgson once again went off into the lead as they dipped down into Paddock Hill. Josh Daly out there in 5th position. It was Hodgson that led from number 11, David Allingham. You can see there the man with the white helmet. That was Tom Oliver who joined them, and certainly for the first few laps there wasn't a lot splitting these four. In 4th position there, number 64, that's Adam Kalferman on the Suzuki 650. But the 450s of Allingham, Will Hodgson and Tom Oliver really couldn't be separated. Allingham and Oliver just started after 4 or 5 laps to stretch away at the front. And as they made their way down into Paddock Hill, there was a little bit of an incident involving Will Hodgson. He lost control of his bike into turn 1. It actually looked like he just slipped off the side, but further down there was another accident involving Lewis Osler. Extremely lucky to escape serious injury, and that forced the red flags to come out and a 2-part race, fresh restart. Off the line, Steve Tomes on the right on the CB 500 couldn't prevent the 2 450s from getting the whole shot. It was David Allingham, number 11, that got away fastest. Adam Palfreman on the orange and white 650 managed to get himself up into the top 3, but it was the usual suspects, number 11 and Tom Oliver, number 20. Across the line, there wasn't a lot to split the pair, and it was a photo finish for the second race in the Doodson Motorsport Supertwins 650 Open. The win, well, it went to David Allingham by 0.06. The Ulsterman taking the second victory here. So Allingham it is that takes the win on the Aprilia 450 ahead of Tom Oliver. Ross Twyman managed to get himself on the podium in 3rd ahead of Palferman. Josh Daly in 5th and Paul Wardle in 6th. And there's a very happy winner, David Allingham.
David Allingham, how many close races are you going to have?
Hopefully I'll not be battling too much the rest of the season. I want to get away out front. Yeah, it was not a close battle. Just kept my head down and kept on trying to pick out my own lanes and trying to ride my own race, more or less.
Well, it's a great spectacle for us, so we're hoping for more battles, really. But who'd you like to thank, mate?
I'd like to thank Silklo, my dad, Rob for being here, Ian Newton and Jimmy, and everybody at Thundersport. Thank you very much.
Well, it's a warm welcome to a cold and wet Brands Hatch in Kent. We're at the Indy Circuit for the opening round of the ThundersportGB Championship. And you can see there as we get a great shot of Paddock Hill, the first bend, that we will have a wet circuit for the first race, which is the Doodson Motorsport Supertwins 650 Open. A packed out grid ready for this one. 4th position on the front row, Will Hodgson, a former 450 champion. 450 Aprilias are eligible in this class. third position there on the grid, Dan Wright, number 91, wet weather gear on. It's wet tyres for Josh Daly, second on the grid on the Kawasaki 400. And on pole position, the ever-experienced Steve Tomes, number 16 there. He certainly knows his way around this place. Look out for the likes of David Allingham, Callum Cooper also out there on 450s, and the first race of 2012 is set to go, and it looks like a monstrous start there for Will Hodgson on the inside, but will Steve Tomes just on the outside get the whole shot into the first corner? Dan Wright got himself a little bit swallowed up into a tricky first turn, Paddock Hill Bend. Very difficult to navigate in these conditions. It's number 14, Will Hodgson, that looks as though he has the lead going into Druids. It was also a very good start for Ulsterman David Allingham, number 11, on the black Aprilia 450. And it is indeed Will Hodgson. Dan Wright has made up a couple of positions into Druids and is into second position, but that looked like David Allingham that wants to move himself up into the lead. Will Hodgson then, as they make their way through McLaren and up around Clearways. Easy does it on the throttle, and in second position, that's Tom Oliver. You'll remember him last season from the Aprilia Supertwins. Tom from Colchester has made the jump up onto the 450 for this season, and we'll be able to see those 125 Supertwins and the 450 races on our other programmes on Motors TV. But as another lap ticks by, it is Will Hodgson that leads, and up the inside there for Dan Wright. He regains second position ahead of Tom Oliver. And Steve Tomes on the black bike, you'll see the bright yellow helmet, should be up into fourth position. No, he's moved up to third as well, so Tom Oliver is in third position. Dan Wright just lost a couple of positions a bit further back. Josh Daly making his way up into the top 10, and you can see there's some 30 competitors as we get shots of number 75, Ozzy Mady. There is number 10, Curtis Rothwell, just going up the insides of Dan Wright. So Wright really struggling in these wet conditions. Out front though, Will Hodgson, the 2008 Moto 450 champion, it is that leads. Tom Oliver also faring rather well. Curtis Rothwell though, the white and orange machine, number 10, has moved his way up into fifth position, and he's now looking up fourth up the inside into Druids, ahead of Dan Wright there, number 91, and makes it stick. So he's hunting down Steve Tomes in third position. A little bit further back there, that's Louis Dawson, slowly making his way around Druids, but Tom Oliver fancies a shot at the lead. Will Hodgson it is that has been leading for 2 or 3 laps here in this Doodson Motorsport Supertwins 650 Open, but Oliver looks like he may just have the pace to go on and win this one. There's David Allingham. Allingham already taken a win in this class over the weekends. Tomes took the other one. But there is Will Hodgson, the race leader, number 14. He leads Tom Oliver, last season's Aprilia Superteam runner-up. And then Steve Tomes, a little bit wobbly through Paddock Hill Bend as he makes his way down Halewood Hill up towards Druids, and Tom Oliver takes the lead. A wide entry there for Will Hodgson, and will that help him as they make their way down into Graham Hill Bend? 33 there, James Robinson making good progress just past Louis Dawson. We saw Lewis Black also, number 100. Up the front though, it is Tom Oliver that leads, number 20, making his way around and into Clearways ahead of Will Hodgson. There he is then, last year's run. And where's Will Hodgson gone? There's Steve Tomes, there's David Allingham in third position. We've lost Will Hodgson somewhere. Will, who was leading this race for the first few laps, has gone AWOL. There's Louis Dawson once more, just having a look around the outside of James Robinson. Al Fagan also amongst the battle for 12th position. So we've lost Will Hodgson. That now means that Tom Oliver might just be able to relax, maybe break away. He's such a smooth rider, and smooth riding is what you need in these conditions. There's 22, Alex Baker, number 28, that's Paul Wardle. The rain absolutely lashing down there. Tom Oliver's lead though, look at that, probably 7 or 8 bike lengths now he has over the field. Steve Tomes has dropped down a couple of places. There's Dan Wright, number 91, just ahead of Curtis Rothwell, but very cautious going through McLaren and into Clearways. You have to be ever so careful on the throttle here. There isn't really anywhere to rest around this circuit. There's Denzel Davies, a newcomer for this season, and number 53, it's Tom Barrett, 75, also Aussie Mady. But at the front, there's the lead. You can see as Tom Oliver makes his way into Druids ahead of David Allingham in second. Steve Tomes in third. There's Steve just ahead of Dan Wright. I can tell you that Josh Daly out there on the Kawasaki 400, well, there he is. Just making his way past Alex Baker. He's scrapping away for 8th and 9th position at the moment. There's Curtis Rothwell, the orange and white bike in 5th position. Looks like he wants to make a move on Dan Wright. There's Josh Daly, we can't miss the bike, the bright green Kawasaki. But out front here, Tom Oliver, the 17-year-old from Colchester, has come such a long way since making the move on to the Aprilia 450. Allingham there in second. That's number 16, Steve Tomes, race winner already this weekend at Brands Hatch. But this is the first TV race of the season, and Tom Oliver is looking very comfortable out front. Suspension all softened up, especially for this race. A little bit further back, we'll see there number 7. That's Callan Cooper, who's really making great progress. He's come up from 8th or 9th position, is making a move on the top 5. Josh Daly once more there. There's Allingham, just getting caught up in a little bit of traffic, number 11. The Ulsterman, who's also gunning for the Aprilia 450 championship this season, and he's nice and easy, does it? Rothwell has made a move up, and we've lost Steve Tomes somewhere. The experienced rider from Burton has dropped out of this race, so that means that Rothwell moves up to 3rd position. Callan Cooper, though, the JDF rider out on the 450, his lap time suggests that he might just sneak onto the podium. Out front, is there any stopping Tom Oliver? We have a faller there. That's Lewis Osler, I believe, number 82. It is indeed the Suzuki 650 rider. Hopefully Lewis is going to get up and okay, but there's the race leader, Tom Oliver, flying around Druids, and Allingham there in 2nd position. A little bit further back, though, you can see Callan Cooper making a move for that final podium spot. It's Rothwell that holds it, number 10, but he's got company. It's going to be a win, though, at the front for Tom Oliver, the 17-year-old from Colchester. What a way to start the 2012 season. He wins this race. Who's it going to be in 2nd position? Surely David Allingham it is, but look who's coming across the line in 3rd. Callan Cooper pinches 3rd spot away on the last lap. It's Curtis Rothwell that takes 4th. I can tell you that Ross Twyman, another youngster moving up from the Super Teens, has made it in 5th. But what a win for Tom Oliver, and what an opening weekend it's been of the season for him. Here are the results then. Oliver wins in the end, 13 seconds ahead of Allingham. Callan Cooper in 3rd, Curtis Rothwell 4th position ahead of Ross Twyman and Dan Wright. And there is Tom, David and Callan on the podium.